Hi, it's Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. Ugh, where's my mic? And this is Tristan. He's a Corgi. And we are here even though it is opening baseball day in ballparks across the United States. And this is always for people more of a first day of spring / summer marker than any of the other ones that are available. And because of the weather this year, they were putting grow lights over some of the baseball fields in the northern states to try to get the grass to grow so that they could actually have baseball games on those fields today. And I find that interesting. Tristan, of course, is wearing his cute little blue baseball cap. It's falling off the back of his head because his ears are so big. Anyway, when you think about baseball, you think about summer, but you don't necessarily think about dogs. But in fact, there is a growing movement to bring dogs to ballparks. And who doesn't love a dog and baseball? I know when I was a little kid, my sister and I, we were in high school, if you got straight A's, you got a couple of tickets to see the Phillies because we were outside of Philly. And of course, we got straight A's all the time. So we had lots of tickets and we got to see lots of baseball games. And without those free tickets, we would not have gone. It would not have been something that we would have picked to do. But it ended up being a lot of fun. And I'm sure my dad was really glad that, although he's not a huge baseball fan, but it was a fun thing to do. So there are many places, for instance, in Trenton, New Jersey, there are a couple of golden retrievers that have joined the team called the Thunder, which is a minor league team. And this dog is a bat dog. He trots out carrying the bat and returns it to the dugout after an at-bat. He's very, very good at it. And his name is Rookie, of course. And he has a job also greeting fans and playing with his toys at the front office. And he is quite the baseball dog. And then out in Los Angeles, there's a dog named Clyde who looks to be like a German Shepherd mix, kind of long-haired. He is working with a team there, chasing balls and also birds, and running through water when the field gets hosed down. And he hangs out on the outfield sometimes, and he rides in the golf cart around the stadium. And he has been quite the really cute little baseball dog. And the people, when they first got him, were told that he had terrible fear aggression. And the rescue told them that they needed a really experienced trainer. But in fact, the people were able to work with the dog named Clyde. And then he became the guy that had him was a groundskeeper for the Los Angeles Angels. So Clyde spent his day at the stadium with the dog owner and chasing balls and doing all these things. And of course, he became a dog with a job, and then he was no longer fear aggressive. And, his personality was able to shine under the great care of his dad. So now he is the Los Angeles Angels dog. In Greensboro, North Carolina, there's a team called the Grasshoppers, and there's a little black dog there named Lulu Gehrig. And she is a lab, and she is related to a dog they had in the same league named Miss Babe Ruth. And she also fetches bats, and she'll run the bases, and sometimes she gets a bat when it's not quite being done yet. And people enjoy her as the great spokes dog for her team that she is. Hank works for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he is a Bichon Frise mix. Doesn't always say baseball to you when you think of a little dog like that, but he has been working up there for a very long time with the Milwaukee Brewers, and he is just sort of a spokes dog for the team. And they say he's the most well-known rookie on their team. He participates in practice drills, and he loves the third base coach, Ed Cedar, who said that he feeds the dog scrambled eggs, and the dog goes crazy when he hears his voice. And at press conferences, of course, Hank, named for Hank Aaron, I'm sure, is quite the spokes dog. There's a dog named Brooks, who is in Frisco, Texas, and works with the Rough Riders. He is a yellow lab mix, and he, again, is a bat dog, but collecting the bat is not the thing that he's really good at. So, in fact, he runs the bases a bazillion miles an hour and is a good break between innings for people to see and run around the bases. And so they've made him the chief morale officer. Well, what dog wouldn't shine in that job? So there's a dog named Deuce who works for the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina Pelicans, another yellow lab. There's a picture of him carrying a basket of balls, and he had a predecessor who also helped pick up balls that were around the field that were strays. And again, this dog runs the bases and the crowds cheer. And he is, of course, in charge of meeting and greeting. In Reno, Nevada, there's a pit mix named Princess for the team called the Aces. They call her an all-American dog, but she's a brown and white pit mix. And like so many of the other ones, she likes to hang out around the team, and she is in charge of morale. I guess that's his baseball cap. It's coming off. And Princess is about to retire because she's 13, and where do people retire besides Arizona, where she is? There is a golden retriever named Jake the Diamond Dog, who has worked in lots of different ballparks. Since 2009, this golden retriever brings water to umpires, takes the game ball to pitchers on the mound, stands for the national anthem, picks up bats, and delights fans around the country. And so Jake has lots of different jobs, and he plays frisbee with the fans in the mid-game break. So if you have a dog that's good at baseball, contact your local minor league, because your dog might be able to run the bases, bring bats, bring water, provide some halftime entertainment, or maybe even just greet people and sit proudly for the national anthem, maybe with a paw up or sitting up. But people love dogs and people love baseball. And on opening day, what better thing to think about than combining dogs with baseball? And of course, there are many ballparks, especially the minor leagues, that have days where you can bring your dog and you get in for a cheaper rate, or they have special days to fundraise for shelters where you get a dog toy for coming, maybe something with the team's logo on it. So there are many ways to get involved with dogs in baseball. And if you have a minor league in your area and they haven't done this yet, ask them to consider doing a game fundraiser for the local shelter. What a great way to raise money and bring awareness. And you can give discounts to dogs at the gate, or maybe have a group of therapy dogs meeting and greeting people to help raise the funds. You can even do this with your kids' baseball team to raise money for the kids to go on a trip or something. So lots of ways to combine dogs and baseball, right, Biscuit? And of course, that has to include whether or not your field is growing grass. Now his hat's on properly. He says, I'm very cute in this hat. And in fact, many years ago at one of the big Northampton dog shows here, I dressed the two Corgis as little boys going out to play baseball. And they had Red Sox clothes on and little backwards baseball caps. And I had a little baseball from the first time the Sox, or a bat from when the Sox won the World Series, which my friend said, well, you always see a little kid carrying a baseball bat over his shoulder with a glove on the end. So I had to figure out a way for a Corgi to carry a baseball bat. And I had to find a little mitt, which actually wasn't as hard as finding the bat. And they were extremely cute. Lots of Red Sox fans were sure they should have won that day because they were so adorable. But it was March 1st and people weren't into baseball yet, so they didn't win. They got like second, I think. So, opening day. Fun time for you and your dog. You can celebrate just by playing a game of retrieving the ball in the backyard with your dog, unless you're living in one of the places still plagued by the horrible weather. We're getting rain, rain, rain in the south. I'm about to run outside and start raking some more. I've done like 7 days of raking to pick up tree bits from the dropped trees, and we are still not there. So more raking for us, and then with any luck, I can get Tristan's agility stuff out from under the deck because he needs some practice. Don't you, Tris? Yeah, we need some fun. Everybody have a great day. Your dad was a Yankees fan, and he lived in New York, New York. Well, of course, that's where the Yankees fans live. Although there are some Mets fans there too, and there's quite the controversy about the Mets and the Yankees. So New York is not free from the same contention we have in Western Mass and Connecticut with the Yankees and the Red Sox. Ugh, what a rivalry. Okay, I miss being near the Phillies because they were just the Phillies, good or bad. You didn't worry about another team. You just loved your Phillies. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy the sunny weather if you have it today, and we'll see you tomorrow.